The 2020-21 season countdown is brought to you by Oddschecker, your one-stop betting hub. Hi, and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that may link with a summer transfer move to Arsenal. Brought to you today by the guys from Oddschecker, your one-stop betting hub, where you can get all the leading bookies in one place. You get exclusive tips and insights. The link is in the description. We are counting down to the start of the season with Oddschecker. There is only 9 days to go until Arsenal kick off. I know you say to yourself, we were just playing the other day last week, but the season is back. 9 days to go when we kick off against Fulham in that first game, and we are counting it down every day with Oddschecker. Now, here's one for you that I saw on Oddschecker. Arsenal 9-1 to win the Europa League, which is not a bad shout, and that could be our route into the Champions League. However, I'd like to see us do it, through the league. And to do it through the league, for me, we've got to get Thomas Partey. We've got Gabriel in now. We brought in Willian. We're making moves, but the one for me is Thomas Partey. If we can get that deal done, I think Arsenal really do have a strong, still need more. Sokratis is coming back, hopefully, but we'll have a strong squad if we can nail this guy, Thomas Partey. Although we know there is a £45 million release clause to his contract. He's 27, of course, and that is the sticking point. It was interesting to see yesterday that Donny van der Beek, who went to Manchester United, his agent was talking about how Arsenal were interested in him, but they couldn't afford him. And he went to Manchester United for, the report is 35 million with add-ons going up to 40 million. So that shows you that, Arsenal are not flush with money. Remember, they laid off 55 members of staff. They've asked players to take a pay cut. They've invested £27 million now in Gabriel. Money is not, overflowing. And, Van der Beek as well, going for, 35 or 40 million, whatever it is, shows you that, 45 million pounds, when a lot of people are saying, it's only 45 million for Partey. What's the matter with Arsenal? I think it shows you that, it's a lot of money. That price is high for Partey. It should be less. I think for what Partey's done, I don't know. I think he should be about 35 million as well, similar to what Van der Beek has gone for. So you can see why Arsenal are reluctant to pay that fee, but it could be that that's what they're going to have to do to get the deal done. And to do that, they may have to fund it by getting rid of a few players. Lucas Torreira could be one of them. Torreira, came in. We all thought he was going to be the answer. Started off well. I still like this guy. I still like him as a player. But let's be real. It hasn't really worked out for him at Arsenal, especially last season. Really unfortunate for him. He had a few injuries. He's in and out of the team, not really settled. You've seen with Arteta, he's kind of preferred to go with, even when Torreira is fit, to still stick with Xhaka and, have Sokratis in there. It's touch and go for Torreira whether he will ever have a regular spot at Arsenal. It does look like Arsenal will be willing to sell him, and there are a lot of clubs over there in Italy, that's where he came from when he signed from Sampdoria, who would be interested in taking him back. Fiorentina is one of those clubs. Torino is said to be interested. AC Milan is said to be a whole host of clubs over there in Italy that remember him and remember what he did over there. He's still highly rated, a Uruguay international. They may be willing to take him back, and he could fetch anything from 25 to 30 million pounds. So that could go towards the fee. Matteo Guendouzi, as we know, definitely going to be going out. I mean, I note yesterday that he posted something on his Instagram. First thing he's posted on there for ages, and it was him with France. Nothing to do with Arsenal. You can see he has no interest at the moment in returning to Arsenal. despite what Mikel Arteta said about, clean slate and stuff like that, they want to sell this guy. PSG was one of the clubs that was said to be interested in him, but they've already said that they're not interested in him. Are they going to be able to move Guendouzi out? He's still only 21. He's a French international. But a lot of people don't like what they've seen with the little attitude stuff. But again, Arsenal will be looking to get around about £30 million for him. So if they sold those two alone, that would be able to fund Partey. Although we've got to remember that they have also outlaid on Gabriel the £27 million. So they may have to also sell somebody else. Now, could that be, as we sort of spoke about this guy yesterday, could that be Hector Bellerin? Bellerin, wanted, as we know, by PSG. They want a right back. There's genuine interest here. There's talks of said to have taken place, and he would be worth around about £30 million. Now, that means if they sold those three, that's it. The money's in the bag to get Partey. You wouldn't need to get a replacement right back for Bellerin because, of course, we've got Cedric and Ainsley Maitland-Niles who could play that position. You wouldn't have to really replace necessarily Guendouzi because Ceballos has sort of been playing that sort of role that Guendouzi was playing. And Torreira, you wouldn't really need to replace him because it'd be Partey who'd be replacing him. So, those three players could fund that move. But it's if you can get those three players out. There's also players like Mohamed Elneny who you could move out. Elneny, I know he did well in the Community Shield. You see him there holding up the shield. He did well in a friendly against MK Dons. Had a good season last year at Besiktas. And there's a lot of clubs over there in Turkey who are very interested in signing Mohamed Elneny. Valuation said to be around about the £10 million mark. I'm sure if Arsenal could get that right now, they would take that. And again, it wouldn't be a guy you'd have to replace. He was out on loan anyway last season. And again, Partey would be playing in the same position as what he's playing in. So it wouldn't be an issue, would it, to get rid of him? There's also, though, some more controversial ones that we could sell. There's Ainsley Maitland-Niles, of course. Again, with around about £20 million, you'd be able to get in for him. But he started playing really, really well. The rumours are that Arsenal don't want to sell him. I think that's the right thing to do. And, of course, if Bellerin did go, he could cover that right-back position. But he is a guy that you could sell and get about £20 million. There's also Emi Martinez. Lots and lots of clubs interested in him. Today, I see that Villarreal are one of those clubs interested in him. Of course, Unai Emery's at Villarreal now. Valuation on him's around about £20 million plus now as well. He's been excellent. I don't think there's any Arsenal fan that would want to lose him right now, but he could be a player that could be used to fund a move for Thomas Partey. So, wow, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see what happens, right? But there are players, and we don't normally have this at Arsenal, there are players that Arsenal could sell that could go towards funding that move and still cover off the money that we spent, that 22 million rising to 27 million that we spent on Gabriel. Make no mistake, money is short at Arsenal. It's not Man United where they can be looking at Jadon Sancho's and Van der Beek and things, and even United. I think, last year, Man United would have bought Jadon Sancho, 120 million. It wouldn't have been no problem. They would just went out there and bought it 100 million. Even they, at the moment, are saying that price is too much. We're not paying that. It's just too much in this current climate. So the reality of it is we're going to have to sell to fund any move for Thomas Partey. And that is the difficulty right now. It's not as straightforward. I hear a lot of fans saying it's only 45 million. I was arguing with DT last week on the podcast. He was saying that it's only 45 million. Last year, only 45 million, you'd have a good argument. At the moment, the reality of it is there's no fans at games. These clubs all of them, not just Arsenal, are losing big amount of revenue, and the money just is not there to just go out there and, you know, for a club like Arsenal, and fork out £45 million unless we sell players. There's other players as well. There's Callum Chambers, there's Mustafi, but they're injured at the moment, and that causes a problem. You can't really, you know, unless a club is desperate for a player, you can't really sell a player when he's injured, you know, because teams are not going to want to take a chance with him. Mind you, we bought players before with bad backs. We bought in Cedric injured. We're the exception to the rule. We do that. But most other clubs will not touch a player when they're injured. You know, if they want a Mustafi, they might say, well, you know what, we'll wait it out until January. That way, he's only got 6 months on his contract. We get him dirt cheap. So, not easy to move out certain players, but definitely Thomas Partey is the guy that they are all, you know, everybody at Arsenal would like to see come in. There's also Hossein Aouar. You know, Arsenal said to be, again, very interested in him. But again, that's going to be a lot of money. Leon have already said 45, 50 million pounds is their asking price. Again, to fund anything like that, Arsenal are going to have to sell players. It is what it is this summer. We're going to have to sell if we're going to try and bring in some of these players. And then what about somebody like a Philip Coutinho? It's kind of gone a bit quiet on that. Coutinho still waiting to decide on what he's going to do. Now, I think his decision is going to depend strongly on what happens, you know, at Barcelona with Lionel Messi. If Messi leaves, I don't think Coutinho will go. If somehow they persuade Messi to stay, Coutinho could move. So if the Coutinho thing does become a possibility, I don't think you'll see any movement on that until at least the end of the transfer window. Because that Messi thing, well, Messi's the right word for it. It's very messy at the moment. It's all over the place. And who knows what's going to happen with that situation. Sokratis as well. I do think he's going to be moving out. I do think he's going to be going to Napoli. You would have noticed that I didn't mention him when I'm talking about raising money towards Partey, because it looks like he could go out on a free. He is really pushing hard at the moment for Arsenal to, you know, waive their transfer fee for him. Arsenal said to want about £5 million for him. Remember, we paid about 19 million for him. He's on high wages, about £90,000 a week. Arsenal obviously want to get that off the wage bill. That's another factor. When you're bringing in players like Partey and Gabriel, you've got to pay them their wages. Forget about the transfer fee. You've also got to pay them wages. So getting high earners off the wage bill is very important. And he is a high earner, Sokratis. But what he's doing, and again, this is one of the things and one of the nuances of transfers, he's saying that basically, I'll go to Napoli, you know, but waive the transfer fee. Waive the transfer fee so I can negotiate a good amount of wages that kind of keeps me up to the same standard of what I was earning at Arsenal. And this is one of the sort of problems you get when it comes to players. You know, they want to be earning the same amount of money as what they were earning before, and who can blame them? So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with him. I do think he will go to Napoli, but I really don't think that Arsenal are going to end up getting much of a transfer fee for him. It's just going to be more of a matter of he's off the wage bill. Another problem as well with when you've got players that are fairly old as well. That is a problem, is that you can't demand high transfer fees for them as well, especially when they're on the high, you know, when they're high earners. Also linked with a player today. I haven't got a picture of him. It's Patson Daka. He plays for Red Bull Salzburg. He's 21. He's a striker. He's had a great season over there in Austria for Salzburg. He took over from Haaland when Haaland went to Borussia Dortmund. So that's, you know, that's very, very, very big boots to fill. But he filled them. He had a great season, great goal scoring record, 27 goals and 12 assists in 45 games, 24 goals in 31 appearances. Now, Arsenal linked with him. Liverpool also linked with him. It's Liverpool said to be the real favourites to get him right now. However, there's a lot of rumours linking him with Arsenal as well. Now, is this just the agent You know, we know that this tactic goes on a lot. The agent bringing another big club into the fold so that he can get a higher fee for him, or is there genuine interest from Arsenal? I don't think Arsenal are looking to bring in another striker unless, and this was another player actually that I didn't mention when I was talking about raising funds, unless they moved on Lacazette. And if they moved on Lacazette again, that'd be a player that Arsenal will be looking to get around about 30 million for. But this guy is 21. He'd be in the 20s as well, 20, 25 million pounds as well. So he wouldn't be cheap. So Arsenal being linked with him today, I have to admit, I really don't think Arsenal are going to be going in for this guy. I do think if he does move, it's more going to be a move to Liverpool. But it's what we do on this show. We tell you about the players that have been linked, although I really don't think this one is going to be happening. Listen, I want you to look out for a very special show that we've got coming up, a Transfer Daily special where we're going to have Fabrizio Romano, one of those guys that is really on the ball with transfers. Here we go, right? I'm going to be talking to him about all the Arsenal linked players. So make sure you check that out. We're doing a special with him. That show is either going to be out on Friday or Saturday. So look out for that. A special show with Fabrizio Romano joining us here on AFTV. So make sure you check that one out. And listen, have yourself a good day. Listen, you know what? Aubameyang, when's that going to happen? When's he signing, man? I mean, come on. You know, I'm saying 9 days to go to the start of the Premier League. You know, we should do a countdown for the Aubameyang signing as well. I mean, come on. Will it happen today? Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. Robbie here from AFTV. We've just got to say a big thank you to everybody who follows us across our various channels. Over 1 million followers on YouTube. Don't forget, you can now also catch us on Reddit. We're on Reddit, so get involved with us on Reddit and also on TikTok. Keep it AFTV, baby, right here.